Good afternoon, welcome back to the channel. So it's 3 o'clock, back in the car, landed around 2 o'clock, off the plane at 20 past, through the passport control, easy. It did the e-gate, worked for me yet again, allowed me straight through, no problem at all. So that was good, didn't have to wait long for the bag, almost one of the first off, not quite the first, but it wasn't long after the first few bags. So Prague, what can I say? Fantastic city to go to. Fantastic experience being in the Czech Republic. I'd never been before. Yes, I spent all the cash. Yes, I did use my card a little bit. But again, it's not really worth a lot of money anyway. I left the housekeepers at the hotel a bit of money because I thought, well, I don't want to take that back because it's practically worth nothing. I got a 100 note and then I got just over 100 Czech crown in coins. So they've had just over 200 crowns in coins, which is basically about £6. But it's better off in their pocket than in mine. So the hotel, yeah, very good. Good location, about 25-minute walk to the old town. I mean, it was easier going down to the town than going back because it's basically downhill going to the town, as in the roads. And then going back, it's uphill. So it does take a bit longer. Obviously, I went to the railway restaurant last night for the final time, so that was worth booking that. I just had a beer in there last night, nothing else, because I'd already eaten in that other restaurant in the old town near the clock. So I've managed to video the clock striking at least 4 times. So I'm now changed in my uniform. I'm going to head back to Stoke. So just a couple of things. I've had a look on the maps. The M6 is showing clear at the moment. There's a bit of traffic on the A34 and there's a bit of traffic on the A50. So I'm toying with the idea to perhaps do the motorway. But if I do get stuck any longer than half an hour on the motorway, then I may come off at an exit early and just head whichever way to get to Stoke. That's the only option I can take. But at the moment it's showing clear on the M56 and the motorway at the M6 as well. So I may chance it, which means I may get down there a little bit quicker than going the other way. But like I said, if there's a bit of traffic and there's a hold-up, I may come off at the next exit and head a different way. Either way, that's what I'm going to have to do. I did warn Stuart I was going to be a bit late, so he can't go mad with me, really, because I'm going to get there anyway, regardless. So, just a little point I want to make regarding the flight back. Now, okay, I've just been on an Airbus. So it's a completely brand new aircraft that Jet2 are using. It's an A321 aircraft. So fantastic comfort. There's quite a few empty seats. But I will mention one little point, and it's going to go on their review, I'm afraid. Now, when they pass through the cabin to ask people if they wanted any drinks or snacks, they served the lady next but one to me and her husband the other side and the person the other side of them. Right, of him. Didn't even ask me at all. Didn't say, oh, any drinks or snacks for you, sir? Nothing. Right? So then they walked past, carried on up the cabin. I pressed the button above my head, which was to call the cabin steward to say, well, look, you know, you've not served me. I want serving. So I called it, pressed it. So obviously one of the cabin stewards heard it, but didn't look to see where the person was sitting that had called it, i.e. me. So it was on for quite a while and it kept going bing bong or whatever noise it makes. And they just ignored it. They ignored it. Completely ignored it. So I switched it off. So I was a bit miffed because I thought, well, you've just served that woman next to me. You've not even bothered to look at me to say, oh, actually, I fancied something to eat because I'd had no lunch. I still haven't. So I've got to get through a 5-hour shift now and I'm not going to eat till tonight when I get home. So eventually, 25 minutes before landing, obviously the steward's coming through again, a girl, to ask any drinks or snacks before landing. So I say, yeah, I'll have a cup of tea, please, and a Kit Kat. And that's what I had to have. But I was so annoyed, right, miffed is the word. I could use stronger words, but I won't use that on here because that's not my what's it. I don't do that. But anyway, the point is, I was miffed because they were literally right there serving the woman next to me. And I got the menu open, ready to say, well, yes, I'd like a tuna sandwich, a cup of tea, a pot of Pringles, and a chocolate biscuit, right? Because they all have offers on. where you get like a drink, where you get like a sweet treat for half price, you get Pringles for half price, okay? So it would have come to just over £9. Completely ignored me. So I pushed the panel above my head to call them, as I said, ignored it. Didn't even come along to say, oh, sorry, sir, we didn't see you sitting there. You know, what would you like? Nothing. No acknowledgement that I was even there. I felt invisible. And it's not the only situation where I sometimes feel invisible either. But anyway, it hurt me a little bit because I've always gone with Jet2. Always gone with Jet2 since 2020. Never had a major issue. Not that that's a major issue, but it's annoying, especially when I used the airline quite often. I use the app quite often as well. And I always give them good marks, you know, on the service, etc., on the airports and the car parking, like this one now. But that, coming back, it's kind of going to give me a little bit of a less than a high score. And I'm hoping, and I'm sure it will, because I'll get a survey through on email or on the app. And I'm going to put it in the comments section, that I got ignored. And I pushed the panel above my head to say, look, you haven't served me. You know, I'm sitting next but one to this woman. There was an empty seat next to me. The guy didn't even look at me to say, oh yes, sir, what would you like? Nothing. I had to wait till 25 minutes before landing to have a cup of tea. And I had to quickly drink that because the plane was descending for landing, to then have to get rid of the rubbish. So if I'd had a sandwich, I would have to have rushed it. And I thought, well, if you'd have served me when you were serving that woman, you wouldn't have had that, or even when I pushed the call button. So as I've said, it's going on their review. And I'm hoping somebody responds, and I'm sure they will. They will soon respond. Whether they do a gesture of goodwill, I don't know. It's nothing, I'm not going to bother if they don't, but it's just annoying because I've always used Jet2. I've never had any major issues with them, and that, it ruined it a little bit. It really did ruin it. So, but I'm not going to be travelling until March now anyway, because obviously the cruise is coming up, and that's with TUI, and that's from East Midlands. So that's the next thing on the cards, to book the hotel and the parking for that. But that'll be done separate like I did with this airport. So as I say, I'm going to head off for work now. But there's plenty more videos to come. And also hi to the couple that just saw me in the terminal as well. With the young little girl that was wandering off. Yes, I hope you like my videos. So please subscribe. I know you took a screenshot of my page. So please subscribe. Let me know what you think of the videos. Lovely to meet you. And anybody else that was on the flight as well, I'm sure if they follow if they see the channel, they'll probably follow it. I don't know. Doesn't matter if they don't. At the end of the day, I've got plenty more videos to come. So please support the channel at CarlSmith25. Push the channel out. Show the link to your friends and family. Get them to subscribe. So I'm going to head off to work now. See how that shift goes. Got all my luggage in the back ready to go. I've got both bags are full to the brim. I bought loads of things in Prague as well. So we'll go and see what shift I have at work now. I always dread it, but then again, it is the Christmas weekend, and I know it's manic. But thankfully, I get the Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day off, and New Year's Eve, New Year's Day off as well. So by Monday night, I'll be glad to be out of there, and then it'll all be over when I go back to work next week. But anyway, I know it's going to be manic, so stay tuned for the channel for the rest of the videos, which I'll upload in the next few days. So thank you for watching, and good evening.